What's up guys, Casey here. I've had my Raceland Ultimo Coilovers on for about 6 months now. I got my notes here. I installed them on June 13th of this year at 91,600-ish miles. And right now I have just under 98,000. So almost 7,000 miles on them. I figured it'd be a good time to do a little 6-month review. So install was super easy. If you've ever installed coilovers, it's pretty straightforward. Has nothing to do with the actual Racelands, but doing the fronts, there's like a weird bolt that you can't really get to, but you're gonna run into that with any coilover install on these cars, so it is what it is. Fronts were pretty okay. The rears are literally like 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts, I think. Super easy. Yeah, like I said, install was just super easy. If you've ever done an install on coilovers, it's pretty straightforward. You kind of know what you're getting into. As you can see, I'm lowered a decent amount. I have probably a thumb knuckles worth of gap into the rear here. Now if I try to put my finger straight across parallel with the ground, it's not happening. Fronts have a little bit more gap. Still going back and forth whether I want to lower it in the front, but right now it rides solid and I think it looks pretty clean, so I don't know, I keep going back and forth. But so just because people will probably ask, I'm running Option Lab R555s. They're 18 by 8.5 plus 40, I believe, and I'm running 245, 45, 18 Nankang NS-25 tires. So they're 10 millimeter wider than the stock size, but at this height I have no rubbing, so it worked out super well. So obviously Racelands are known for the price. I've had buddies who've run Raceland on different cars and they've all been pretty solid, honestly. This height right here, I don't even think I'm halfway down. So like if I really wanted to slam it, I could. I would never do that because I just don't want to deal with that. I also live in Parkersburg, West Virginia, and if you've been through here, you kind of know how the roads are, so it's not happening. Ride quality is honestly pretty great. I don't have anything to compare them to as far as like higher end or more expensive brands, so I can't really do any comparisons, but for me, it's pretty good. Obviously it's not stock, but you're gonna have a bumpier ride when you lower it with anything you do, so yeah, no issues there. I don't know if it's just me, if I just got used to it, or if there is actually a break-in period, but after about a month or two, it just felt normal, felt like stock to me. Again, I don't know if that's just my brain telling me that, or if that's a real thing, but yeah. So I've had two, we'll call them issues. About 2 days after I installed them, I had a clunk in the passenger rear. I went back through and tightened everything. After watching a bunch of videos on these, it's kind of a thing to tighten them down as much as you can. And I went back and the bottom bolt for the rear shock just needed tightened. It had a couple little turns to go. So after I tightened that clunking was gone. Like I said, that was after a couple days. So once everything settles and you drive it around, you're going to run into that anyway. The second issue I've had was semi-recent, probably started 2 weeks ago-ish. Got another clunk in the passenger rear, and I went through and tightened everything again. Upon further inspection, there's a bushing that goes up into the top hat, and then there's a little washer thing, a metal washer, I don't know. Both of those were just freely spinning under there, and there was some wear around that bushing. I contacted Raceland. They're super quick to respond. They actually sent me out a replacement top hat, but it doesn't have the bushing that I needed, so I won't be using this. Oddly enough though, after getting the top hat, it was probably a couple days after sending the email, the noise kind of went away. I don't know if I hit a bump and knocked that loose, and then hit a big enough bump after that to reseat it. I checked it out again because I was gonna replace the top hat and everything was tight. So for now, we're just gonna kind of roll with it and see how it plays out. And if I do need another bushing, then honestly I can just hit them up and they'll send me one right out. As far as customer support, top notch, honestly. Super quick to respond. They're just great to work with. So that's cool. A big consideration when when buying parts is the support and customer service. That's kind of one of the reasons I went with Raceland, just because I knew from, like I said, my friends who've had them, their customer support has been great. So yeah, if you're wanting to get into lowering your car and you don't want to just go with springs and you want to jump into the coilovers, you really can't go wrong with Raceland. You know, with the lifetime warranty, the great customer service and support, I mean, there's really no reason not to go with them. So yeah, overall my impressions have been great. A couple little quirks, but it's a vehicle. There's thousands of parts on it. I mean, it is what it is. They've been great to work with, and if I ever need anything, then I'll just hit them up again and they'll work with me. So yeah, if you're looking for like a budget coilover system for your ST, or really any car that they support, you can't go wrong with Raceland. For like a daily, it's perfect. Like I said, I don't even think I'm halfway down. So like if you really want to slam it and you don't care about ride quality, then you definitely can't go wrong with these. So if you have any questions, I can try to answer them. I know very, very little about very little. Yeah, if you have any questions, let me know and I'll try to answer them. So yeah, if you're interested in some Racelands, hit them up. They're easy to work with, great support, great customer service. I'm just a solid brand. Yeah, hit them up, lower your ST, and have some fun. All right.